Okay, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the. Let me get the camera fixed here. Friday edition of live Q&A. Divorced dads, what's going on? What's going on? All right, I think we're good here. Live. I think we got audio. Let's just make sure we got some audio. All right, we do. We're good. So, how's everyone? How's everyone doing? Hopefully good. Hopefully good. Yeah, summer is just zooming by. Can't believe it. Kind of my kids are gonna be going back to school here in the next few weeks, mid-August. That happened real quick. I wasn't ready for that to be so soon, but here it is. They're going back, so that's kind of what I've been doing, getting ready for them. They got a daughter going into high school, first year, so that's big change. That's new. That's kind of excited for her. Also, hoping it goes well. Yeah, same school for my son, so I'm not worried about that. He likes his school. His school's pretty cool. He's got a lot of friends and does sports and stuff, and so he's all good. He's ready to go. But it's just interesting now how summer is just shortened. Well, I guess we're starting it early. Like some of you guys are saying that you started in May now for summer. So I guess if you go back to school earlier, you get out earlier. So that works. Let's see here. Anybody here? Holler at me if you're here. All right. If anyone's got any comments, anything that they want to mention. Hello. I know I see one person there. All right. So no one's here, right? Nah, one person's here. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Well, I'll wait and see if anyone else comes, but wanted to get started in talking about cynicism. We become cynical, us divorced dads, after a divorce, right? It's like something pretty prevalent. I see it a lot, and it's not all bad. But I think divorce really changes us, and if we're not aware of how it's changing us and our response to it, being intentional about what we're going to do with the changes happening in us emotionally, psychologically, sometimes physically, then we can get ourselves into pretty bad shape, right? So that's why I wanted to talk about it. Basically, bring some awareness to that, and I'm sure many of you are aware, or if you know other divorced men, divorced dads, you've heard a lot of the life, the cynical resentment, bitterness about life, definitely about women, right? Like some guys are like, that's it, I'm done with women, no more, right? Like I've had it with them. Zero trust in women and zero interest in women, and thinking that relationships, marriage, and all that is like just a big fraud, right? And no, a lot of bitterness and resentment about that. And you know, I get it. Um, Problem is that it can take over our lives, because like it's not fair what happens. A lot of things are not fair, right? Like what happened with our ex probably was not fair. Okay, a lot of things weren't fair there. Um, Things happening now with our ex that are not fair. Things she's doing, we don't agree with, we don't like. It's not fair. Legal system's not fair, right? Like, there's just endless stories about how the legal system is biased and there's no justice for dads. And that sucks because, for one, it's true sometimes, and maybe a lot of times. Um, and it shouldn't be like that. And, obviously for the kids too, it's not fair. That's not fair to them, and they don't have a choice in it. Uh, you know, so legal system's not fair. Like I said, our ex wasn't fair. Probably our money situation is not fair, right? Like we're not in the best place financially, a lot of us, and we feel screwed over, and it's not fair, and we don't like it, and I understand that because it's not fair. But you know, it's like the more unfairness that happens to us, the more our cynicism increases, right? And it's for good reason. Like I said, this is all legitimate stuff because at a certain level, we do need to be more careful and cautious about who we invest our precious time and money and energy into, right? We need to be aware of that. We need to be cautious now. We need to really be more reflective and consider like what we're putting ourselves into from now on, right? How we invest ourselves into people and things, because we see like with marriage, and when we were with the wrong person and we invested so much of ourselves, and like things happened that broke us, unfair, and we're very wounded, many of us, and it wasn't right. So it's legitimate. We need a certain level of that. Some of us more than others. So I'm all good with that. Um, it's just that after a while, and if there's too much cynicism and bitterness and resentment and anger about the situation that happened before, then that's a problem. We have to transition at some point to a different perspective, a different outlook on life, because too much of the cynicism and all that chokes out the good parts of life, like hope. We need to have some hope at some point. Um, we need to have some peace. we do need to have a chance, of a possibility to have attachment, a loving attachment with people, right? Whether that's friends, family, a new romantic partner, we still need to have a possibility of that, right? Because, as terrible as whatever happened was, like, it's not how everyone is. It's not all women are not like that. All men are not like that. All men are not bad either. So, you know, we have to have some kind of hope for that, um, because that's how we get meaning in life is relationships with people. It's not all the material stuff. So that's why it's important to be aware of how cynical are we becoming, right? How resentful are we becoming? Is it taking over too much of our lives? Because if we stay that way for too long, or we allow it in too much, then we're not going to be happy. Like, being too cynical about life does not make you happy. It just doesn't. Like, I don't know if that's a shocker to you. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's rhetorical, but um, you won't be happy staying overly cynical, and we're not going to help our family. We're not going to help our kids to have happy lives and be good people by staying resentful and cynical. Like, we're not going to. That doesn't do anything for them. That just teaches them, well, I guess life is just terrible, and that's that. There's no hope for anything, right? You don't want to teach your kids that. You don't want your kids to be learning that from you. You want to model for them and show them there can be hope and peace in life and loving attachments. It's just, you're hoping that you, as a father, are a loving attachment to your child, right? You want them to trust you. You want them to see you as a loving person that they can go to, and that you're a good dad and a good person to talk to, right? So, you have to be that for them, but you also have to show them that, yeah, it's not just me. There's other people out there too. That there's not as many, but there are some good people out there that you can trust, right? Obviously, you need to be discerning about who, but there's happiness there, and being able to have relationships with people. Like, we need to have that. We need to have some of that. So we don't want to totally cut that out from our lives for our kids' sake, not just ours, for their sake too. Um, but a lot of it's ours, our own happiness, our own mental health. So try to, be aware of that in yourself. How resentful are you becoming? How cynical are you becoming? How bitter are you now? And how is that taken away from you and your ability to be happy right now? Okay. And what can you do about that? Right? Like, some simple things that come to mind are try to focus on what's going well. Right? Yeah, there's a lot of bad stuff, but try to focus now on what good is happening. Maybe there's some positive changes for yourself or your kids. Even if it's like, I'm not with my ex anymore. There's a positive one. I get to be single and free. There's a positive one, right? Um, I get to have a different relationship with my kids now, right? And a lot of times that's positive if, you can be with them or talk to them and not have mom's influence all the time. So maybe that's your positive. But try to focus on something that's going well, even if it's small. All right, focus on those things. Or how you can make things different for yourself in the future, or your family or kids. All right, so even if you feel like a lot's not going well, try to focus on, all right, how am I going to change that though? What can I do different? Like, what are some what are some ways I can become more hopeful and um, have more peace in my life, have more love in my life, right? I love myself. How can I do that? Like for my kids, friends, family, people I care about, right? What can I do in the future, right? And think about those things and maybe journal about them and how you can um, make those things happen for yourself, right? Um, focus on how you can raise your kids differently. You know, that's always a good one. That's always one that helps me get through. Is that like I got to do better for them. I got to be the best dad I can be and do my best for them, right? And that pushes me to not get stuck in the rut and not be too negative about whatever situation and cynical about people. That so I don't want to teach my kids that, right? I want to teach them, yeah, you got to be careful, and there's not some not good people, and you know, emotionally trust someone takes time, and when you get married, be real discerning, all that stuff, right? But I don't want to teach them there's no hope, that there's no people, right? Um, so that's one thing you can focus on too, right? And maybe it's just something simple like doing something nice for yourself, right? Like you go eat your favorite food, um, you know, engage in a hobby you like doing. I like um, to just go like sometimes I just like to go take a walk by the ocean somewhere, and that's nice for me. It brings me peace, helps me not be cynical, right? It might be something that simple, or maybe getting my favorite dessert somewhere, right? Like we have a thinking like tomorrow I'm gonna get some cake from this Porto's Bakery. So if you guys are in Southern California, Porto's is really good. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow, right? So it can be little things like that that can add up and bring you, a little bit more hope and out of cynicism as much. You need to do that because there'll be too many unfair things going on right now that can take over and consume you, right? So try to focus on that. Um, let's see if we have any questions, any comments here at all. Let's see. I don't think so. I know some people are talking about like we're commenting that one of the most important things is loyalty, right? Like what's something that you appreciate the most in relationships or something like that, and people said loyalty. Loyalty is important. I agree. Um, Loyalty is really important, and loyalty is something that we should value. If we get into another relationship, that's like at the top. You know, you got to be able to be loyal, and have someone who you can trust was going to have some fidelity, and yeah, like you need to have that. So I totally agree with those comments. Let me see if there's anything else here. It's funny that it's like 70-30 split, as I have that video about should you erase your ex, and so I got a lot of comments. 70% say no, 30 say yes. And you guys have seen it. You know my answer to that. It's no, shouldn't, because you need to learn. Like, see here, who was it that commented on that? Someone said, yeah, you can't learn from your history, right? History will repeat itself if you don't learn from it. And that's my point. That's why you can't erase her. You got to learn from her, right? All right, let me see if there was another comment here. No. Oh my gosh, my internet's so slow right now. Let's see. Yeah, it was Damien. Those who would forget Patty are doomed to repeat her. Exactly it, Damien. Thank you very much. That's right. That is why we cannot erase her. Right? Even if she's crazy, you can learn from it. Don't erase it though, because you don't ever want to go back into that again. Right? All right. A lot of you guys are saying too that you have kids starting in August, starting school. Yes. This was crazy to me. I do remember that a lot of when I was young, growing up, that there were some kids that were in year-round school. I do remember that, and they wouldn't really have much of a summer, but they would take like a month off in October or something. But that's not really what's happening with this though, because there's no month off in October. It's just we're getting out of school early and school starting early, so there's no extra time in between. In Mississippi, we start the first week in August. We can't get enough heat. That's from Jimmy. Man, I wonder how hot it is. Jimmy, if you're there, tell me how hot it is, man. I put a comment here too. How hot does it get? That's what I want to know. Never been to Mississippi. Just was in Montana. It was hot there. It was definitely hot. Not that hot though. It was hot though. So I got a nice breeze where I'm at, fortunately, in SoCal. I'm kind of close to the ocean, so it's nice. Even when it's hot, there's usually always some kind of breeze or something. Let's see here. Matt Butler, August 16th. Yep. Mine's the 15th. My daughter's starting the 15th. Yeah. Yeah, Vic, you're in Reno. It's hot there too, man. That is hot. I was in Vegas a few weeks ago. It was hot there. It was hot. 110, 105, 110. It's hard to go outside. Matt, you get the early vacation, you're saying. Yes, that's good. At least you get that. At least it's not all like, you don't get out late and start early. That's nice for the kids. All right, let's see here. Any other ones? I think that's. Oh, here we go. In one word, how would you want people to describe you? Loyal. That was it. Loyal. Okay. That's a good one. We need to be loyal. All right, y'all. I don't see any other comments or questions, so I'm gonna end it there. But I hope you all have a really, really great day today. Good weekend, and probably do next Friday too. Q&A. Please leave me questions or comments, things you want to talk about, or if you want to come on live on the broadcast, just let me know. and we'll make it happen. Come on, we can have a little dialogue, and that'd be cool. All right. All right. Peace. See you guys.